So airport security just walks these suitcases around to the plane, books them in and everything. We go through customs with our little gifts and all that, like we're on vacation, get on the plane. And when we land in Vegas, here comes our 50 keys right down the freaking conveyor belt.
Welcome to this episode of Chatting with Stacks. I'm your host, Bill Stacks, and today I got Ronnie Harrell.
I didn't step out with where am I going to live? What am I going to do? What am I going to wear? You know, even the dog. So there's a dog program in Soledad, and I'm part of the program, right?
Yeah.
She knows the woman that runs it. She gets a Dogo Argentina, purebred. Beautiful dog, man. She brings it down to her and says, I want you to bring this into Ronnie to train. So I get my dog into the prison and I'm training this Dogo and all of this. Well, eventually I go to the hole because I had so much going on in that prison that about 7 dudes got together and lied on me and got me rolled up and shipped. And tried to step
on you and shit.
Yeah, they did all of that. And I ended up beating everything. But because there was 7 dudes put me on the enemy list, they wouldn't let me go back to the yard. They screwed the whole program up. I had to get one of my guys to step back in, start it back up on the yard and get it going again. Me and that dude Ron Self did actually pushed it back in to get it going again. Without him, it would have never got going again. It's still in the infancy of getting back up. But that's what they do, you know, jealous, hate, and discontent. They couldn't take care of it the way I was. And they needed me out of the way. But that dog, so when they did that, that woman came right in and they wanted my dog too. I had the only purebred Dogo and all that in the place. So the woman that runs it went and got my dog, gave her back to my wife, and that dog's in my backyard right now.
You got him?
Finishing the training, yeah.
Wow. How old was the dog when you first got it in prison?
Well, she was a little under a year when I first got her. And she's probably 17 months now. You know, and she's a dog. She bit me 4 times.
Awesome. Oh, she bit you?
Yeah, 4 times. She's a
in
vicious
prison?
little fucker. But yeah.
She dropped blood?
No, it was really just a warning because she just don't like men for some reason, you know, and I didn't give up. I took the bites and kept on going, man. And now she's good with me, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. She don't let nobody near me and it's all good.
That's crazy.
So, yeah.
That's a really crazy story.
Yeah. It's the real deal.
I never heard nothing like that before, man.
Yeah. So I'm going to write this book about the whole, because eventually when I was doing the whole thing with Nino and running the 25 pounds from Mexico to Hawaii and all that and messing with them cartels and stuff, I also took a trip to Aruba with a friend of mine and 50 keys of coke. The feds already know all this. They already know all this. And I was bringing 50 keys of coke back and all of that, cutting it one-on-one. And I never asked how much I paid for what. I didn't need to know.
How do you carry that much? How do you carry that much?
Well,
to bring
there's a weird story about that too. So my friend tells me, look, Ronnie, I can get coke in Aruba for $2,000 a pound. We were watching this thing on 2020 where it says the whole island was built on cocaine, you know?
Yeah.
I said, well, then let's go do it, man. So, and he goes, yeah, and they'll help us get it back and everything. These Colombians, right? It's okay. So we fly over there. I get all this money into Aruba. And these Colombians, they're tying us off. And I'm at the Diva Village. They're tying us off, and they're not showing up. And I get mad. You know, I get in my feelings. And I call the dude and I tell him, hey, you know what? Fuck your mamacita. Fuck Colombia. Fuck everything you're about. And if you don't like it, I'm in this room at the Diva Village. And I hang up. I look at the homeboy. I told him that might have been a mistake. And I get my old lady and his old lady all the money, cell phones. I tell them, go down the beach. If I don't call you, go on home. He means I'm not. And we go out to the back streets, and he knows Aruba. And we are finding some Mac 10s. We go back, and I'm waiting. Well, what had happened was their main dude, their main gente was over in Holland. Aruba's a province of Holland. And he just told them, leave him alone. He's got a right to be mad. For some reason, he wasn't able to get out of there and get back to me. He's got a right to be mad. Leave him alone. And so that was all down. I'm like, fuck, this is a wasted trip. And we're watching Blow, me and him, the old ladies down the beach, right?
Yeah.
And you see the guy go out into Mexico and start shaking hands and looking for somebody with weed. And he ends up on a mountain full of weed, right?
Yeah.
I kicked the TV off and I tell my little partner, I said, hey, you want to pull a blow? He goes, what do you mean pull a blow? I go, that dude didn't know nobody, man. And he went out there and wound up on a whole mountain full of weed and eventually made his way to Pablo. I said, Aruba, we were just watching 2020. It's built on cocaine. Let's just go looking. So out we go, right? And we're walking. We're not having a lot of luck. We're talking. And this dude in this little Panama hat is following us. And I think it's Interpol. So I tell my partner, hey, go in the store, get me an outfit. You can go buy them right over the counter. Get me an outfit. All the cocaine here is pure. Get me some off the street. If I'm going down, I'm going down loaded. So I get all this stuff and I go in this little bar into the bathroom to go ahead and get high. And I'm ready to get high. And in walks Panama hat. And I tell him, look, you can take me to jail, but I'm doing this. It's the only way you don't fight. And he goes, no, I'm not the police. He goes, do it. And do it. He goes, what are you looking for? I tell him, really? I run the story, 50 keys. He goes, I can help you. And he sends us to this casino, tells us to give this pit boss his fucking note. And I do, boom. And he puts us up in a little private area for a while. And dude calls and they come in and said, hey, go to this store. So we get the money from the old ladies and all that. We go to this store. We meet the dude, and there's these motorcycles, real long rear ends and stuff. They're just all around us, his crew. You know what I mean? They're following us over to this place. And there's a big old circle of trees with a couple of houses in there connected. They lead us in there. We go around. Guy sitting there at the bench, the wooden bench. Got this key there. I got an outfit. I got everything I need to test this stuff. Puts a buck knife in, he cuts it open. I test it. It's pure coke, man. And so we get our 50 keys, and I tell him, hey, man, the Colombians were going to bring this back for us. He goes, oh, no. He goes, you get up to 200 or something like that, we'll look out for you. He goes, but I can help you. And he picks up the phone. He goes, just hold on. And the head of airport security comes, and he gives us suitcases. They're all false bottoms and all of that. He says, pack these this way. Boom. Drop them back off here. When you get off the plane in Vegas, watch for these suitcases. So we had the head airport security. Well, in Aruba, you go through customs in Aruba, not in Vegas. So airport security just walks these suitcases around to the plane, books them in and everything. We go through customs with our little gifts and all that, like we're on vacation, get on the plane. And when we land in Vegas, here comes our 50 keys right down the freaking conveyor belt. Yeah. We take that, cut it one-on-one, and sell the whole thing. So yeah, that's
a lot of money off that.
I was making, yeah. Okay, so we're getting them for $2,000 a key. I'm cutting them one-on-one and getting $19,000 a key. So I'm turning the 50 into 100 and getting $19,000 a key. Wow. And even the meth back then in Hawaii, methamphetamine was $32,000 a pound. Okay, so I meet up with this dude. I gave him extra. I'm getting these pounds of meth for $4,000. I tell him, look, man, I'm going to give you 2,000 extra for every pound. I'm going to give you 6,000. We're not going to tell nobody. That's all you. I want to own this dude. I want this dude in my pocket, knowing that I could get him killed just by saying, hey, this is what I've been paying. And the minute he takes the bait and he does it, I owned him. He was mine. And I told him, here's how it is. I don't want to touch dope no more. I got these two runners. They're going to pick it up from you. Boom. They're going to bring you the money, all of that. You guys are going to do the business. You're going to make sure these two brides never have a problem with it. And I owned him. He had to, and he did, you know.
So you're paying like, how much you paying? 6,000 a key?
I was paying 6,000, right. And then I would never touch it after that. They would pick it up. They would move it to another spot where those guys would wrap it up, and I would FedEx it to Hawaii.
And when it lands in Hawaii, it's worth 36,000?
32,000 a pound. And only half of that was mine. Okay, but I mean, still only half of that is a mountain of money. So then the money would come back in hollowed out VCRs. And I put it to where nobody had to sign for it when it hit my house. So I was living in Summerlin, which is the Beverly Hills of Vegas. And so I'd go there, bam. One day I pull up in the driveway of the house and I tell my old lady, I said, look, the porch stacked with VCRs and they're full of money. There's over $1 million there and nobody knows it. You know, so Yeah, it was a
Now,
good little run, I guess. But
when you get busted, they take everything, huh?
they take everything. They took houses. They took a boat on Lake Mead, a houseboat. They took a Carrera speedboat, a Hummer H2, Escalade EXT sitting on 24-inch spinners, a couple Harley Davidsons. They took everything, 3 houses. Then they went to a storage where I had all kinds of stuff worth a lot of money stored. How they found that, I don't know, but they sure did. No rock unturned. They took that, you know. But
Now,
having had all of that,
did
having
they
had
have
all of that,
informants on you and
oh, they
all
had
that?
everything. Yeah, they had everything. They had everything they needed. They did tell DEA told me this. They because I'm at my second house, which was the dirt house, and I'm handcuffed sitting on a crate, and I'm looking at this Mac 10 in a box with a bunch of weed. And I don't even smoke weed, but I bought this weed for companies. I pull it from this one place, put a little in my freezer, and they could go out back and smoke it when they showed up. So I'm looking at it, I'm sweating that gun and all that. He looks at me, he goes, "You're worried about this?" And he kicks it to his partner. He goes, "That's the least of your problems." Puts it in the trunk, and I never heard about that again. That never came up. Just the whole meth thing. But you know that I tell my old lady too. You know what? That's the broken road that led me to who I'm with and where I'm at today.
Yeah.
You know, period. So I wouldn't trade nothing in the world for it. You know, I've never had nobody have my back like she does. You know, so I don't
You
feel
just
like I
gotta
lose. I feel like I'm bulletproof now. You know,
gotta live one day at a time and take things as they come. Do the right thing.
right. So I'm thinking about writing the book from the moment I met Nino, how I met him, and what that led to with the whole Aruba, the Mexico, the whole thing right there,
Put
and
the
just
movie
have it.
Blow in it and everything. Put the
Yeah,
clip
it's got it
movie.
all in there, man. The whole
Yeah.
get down, and I'll polygraph to the whole thing. I'd polygraph to all of this I'm talking to you about right now, and just have not just call the book. You can call me Nino. That's the first thing he ever said to me. So
Yeah,
yeah,
you can call me Nino. That's a
yeah,
good name. It's a great story, man. You got a lot of great stories. I'll have you on again and we'll talk some more. And
yeah. We'll chop it up, and it's got a happy ending. I can assure you. You know, and
yeah,
look, I'm gonna plug this again one more time.
yeah, go ahead.
www.star2023.org. And if you can do something, there's nothing too small to help, man. And you'll really be helping a lot. And everything goes into helping people and kids and everything.
Definitely. I'll put a link in the description of this video. You want to give anyone a shout out before we go?
Just my wife, you know what I mean? Let her know that, hey, I appreciate her. And Chris getting on board too. And let my wife know that I appreciate everything she does for me. And I've never had nobody have my back like her. And that's really what it takes.
Definitely, man. I appreciate you and I look forward to speaking with you in the future.
All right, Bill. You have a good one, man.
If you like this show, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. And if you don't like this show, too bad. Start your own podcast.